You're a general. It's 1943. You're staring at a map, moving wooden pieces representing entire divisions across Europe. Your opponent does the same. One wrong move, and thousands die. Now freeze that image, because what you're looking at isn't just military strategy, it's chess. And chess isn't just a game, it's a 1,500-year-old war simulator that has shaped how empires rise, how battles are won, and how generals think. Today, we're diving into one of history's most fascinating paradoxes, how a board game invented to avoid real bloodshed ended up teaching humanity how to wage war more effectively than any battlefield ever could. This is the story of how 64 squares changed the fate of nations. Let's start in 6th century India in the Gupta Empire. Chess wasn't called chess yet. It was chaturanga, which literally means 4 divisions of the military. And here's where it gets interesting. The pieces weren't abstract. They were the army, the chariots, the elephants, the cavalry, the infantry, and at the center, the king and his counselor. This wasn't a game invented by bored merchants. This was created by military minds trying to solve a problem. How do you train commanders without getting everyone killed in practice? As this game traveled along the Silk Road to Persia, it became Shatranj. The Persians were obsessed with it. When the Islamic Golden Age exploded across 3 continents, chess went with it. By the 9th century, Arab scholars were writing strategy manuals about chess, using the same language they used for actual warfare. But here's what blows my mind. When chess reached medieval Europe around the year 1000, it arrived at exactly the moment when European warfare was transforming. Feudalism was creating a new military class, knights. And guess what piece became the most powerful on the European chessboard? The queen. The counselor transformed into the most devastating force in the game, mirroring the rising power of cavalry charges in real medieval warfare. Chess wasn't just reflecting warfare, it was evolving with it. Fast forward to the 18th century, you're Frederick the Great of Prussia, one of history's brilliant military minds, and you're obsessed with chess. Not because it's fun, because it teaches you 3 things that win wars. First, positional thinking. Chess taught generals to think about control of space, not just elimination of enemies. Frederick understood that occupying the right hill, the right river crossing, the right supply route, that's how you win before the first shot is fired. Second, sacrifice. In chess, you sacrifice a knight to win a queen. In warfare, you sacrifice a battalion to save an army. Chess made this kind of cold calculation normal. It gave commanders a mental framework for making decisions that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. Third, tempo. Chess players call it gaining a tempo, making your opponent waste moves while you improve your position. Napoleon Bonaparte was a chess player, and his entire military doctrine was about tempo. Strike fast, force your enemy to react, never give them time to organize. That's not just Napoleonic warfare, that's chess at scale. The Prussian Military Academy in the 19th century didn't just teach chess, they made it mandatory. They understood something profound. Chess doesn't teach you tactics for one battle. It teaches you how to think like a strategist across entirely different scenarios. But nothing, and I mean nothing, shows the connection between chess and warfare like the Cold War. Picture this. 1972. The United States and the Soviet Union have enough nuclear weapons to end human civilization. They can't fight each other directly. That's mutual annihilation. So what do? They fight on a chessboard in Reykjavik, Iceland. Bobby Fischer versus Boris Spassky, the match of the century. And the entire world treated it like an actual battle, because in a way it was. The Soviets had dominated chess for decades. It was a point of national pride, proof of the superiority of Soviet scientific thinking. Fischer's victory wasn't just a game, it was a psychological blow to Soviet prestige. But here's the deeper connection. Cold War strategy was chess. Mutual assured destruction? That's a stalemate, when neither side can move without losing.
Proxy wars in Vietnam, Afghanistan, Korea, those are flanking maneuvers, fighting on the sides of the board while protecting your king at home. Nuclear deterrence? That's the threat of the queen, so powerful that its mere existence changes what moves are possible. The Rand Corporation, which helped develop U.S. nuclear strategy, literally used game theory, mathematical principles derived from games like chess, to model nuclear war scenarios. Chess had gone from metaphor to actual strategic planning tool. Today, chess's influence on warfare is everywhere, but it's transformed. Military academies worldwide still teach chess, but now they're also studying computer chess. Why? Because AlphaZero, the AI that taught itself chess in 4 hours and became the best player in history, doesn't think like humans. It makes moves that violate every principle human grandmasters held sacred, and it wins. This is changing military thinking right now. The U.S. Department of Defense is studying AI strategic thinking because modern warfare is becoming too complex, too fast for human decision-making alone. Drone swarms, cyber warfare, hypersonic missiles, these create battlefields where you need to process more information faster than ever before. And here's one interesting thing. Just like chess pieces became more powerful as the game evolved, remember when the queen became unstoppable? Weapons evolved too. But chess teaches us something crucial. More powerful pieces don't guarantee victory. Position does. Strategy does. Knowing when not to attack does. So, here's what we've learned. Chess started as a war game in India, evolved to a training tool for medieval knights, became the language of Enlightenment strategy, turned into a Cold War battlefield, and now it's teaching us how AI might change warfare forever. But the deepest lesson chess teaches us about war? It's that intelligence matters more than force, that thinking 3 moves ahead beats being stronger, that every conflict, whether on a board or a battlefield, ends the same way, with kings that must be protected at all costs, and pieces that become sacrifices to keep them safe. The board is 64 squares, the battlefield is the world, but the rules, they've been written in chess for 1,500 years.